The ultimate play in business and in life is preventative care. But this is a subject matter that you really have to learn, you have to apply, and you have to master. This is what wise people do. This is what talented people do. This is what smart people do. So why not you?
When you become an influencer, it gives you the edge that separates you from the competition. The GIP Initiative, the Global Influencers Partners Program, is designed to expose you to over 5 billion potential consumers across the world. When you are a rising star in business and you need visibility, reach, impact, client conversion, and cash flow optimization, positioning yourself to become a global influencer may be the ideal tool that you need in your arsenal to win in business. I encourage you to join the GIP Initiative and position your business to build confidence, trust, and credibility and cash flow optimize the fastest.
Let me tell you a story. There are two brothers, one a doctor and one a business consultant. The brother who is the doctor asked the brother who is the consultant, what are the main reasons people visit his office? The answer the brother who is the consultant gave left the brother who is the doctor completely surprised. His answers was people visit his office for 4 reasons. One is for preventative care, and this falls into the wisest, smartest, most talented people. Second, they visit his office for compulsory care. And here's where something goes wrong and you need compulsory care. Third, people visit his office for reverse care. And here's where you have a chance to bring things back to some degree of normalcy. And last, people visit his office for emergency care. And here is where things gone way downhill and they need emergency care. Now, remember, the person who is answering this question is a business consultant, but he sounds more like a doctor because of how he sees his client. So the big question is, emergency care, is preventative care only relevant to you in the case of you needed a doctor, or is it also applicable to you and your business? And I want to assure you, stay with me, it is absolutely relevant to you and your business. As time proceeds, I will begin to expand on this storyline to really help you to understand the depths of what I'm saying. But for today, I want to table an essential concept that you can adopt as part of your preventative care. And in business, you want to quickly ask yourself, how can you differentiate your minimum or most viable offer from what the market is offering? That in of itself can be part of your preventative care. So you set yourself up so strong in the market, in your niche, that you are the only one who can distribute content, who can table content, because you are the patent, you have the patent and the copyright. You are the intellectual author of that content. So I want you to really think about this, and I want you to give you some example of some of the things that we have done. One of the things that we have developed or have done to differentiate ourselves from anyone else in the market, we have developed 2 important concepts, and one is titled the Ideal Client Stress Test Ladder. Now, what exactly is the Ideal Client Stress Test Ladder? The Ideal Client Stress Test Ladder is what's going to really help you to understand ultimate play in business. And let me begin to break some of this down. One of the first things that you learn with the Ideal Client Stress Test Ladder is how to identify your target market. It begins by looking at brand relevance. So you see, there are many persons who are starting a business, who are innovating products and services, but then you don't know if your minimum or most viable offer is aligned to the ideal client, because you don't know the ideal client. You don't know their pain point, but you're innovating. The first degree that you need to understand is how to create brand relevance. This is a preventative care. Can you imagine that you're doing business like so many other millions of people who are doing business, but you don't know if your products and services is relevant to the ideal market? You're not taking the time to understand the ideal client. That's going to be a recipe for disaster. So the Ideal Client Stress Test Ladder is a unique platform of learning. It's a thesis. It's what makes us different in the market, because no one else can talk about the Ideal Client Stress Test Ladder. This program goes deeper because, along with the fact it's going to talk to you about smart ways ways to identify the ideal client. It's going to walk you through things like demographic classification, how to use this technique to identify your ideal client. It's going to really help you to understand the ideal client based on the buyer data markers. Do you know your ideal client buyer data markers? And if you don't, that's a challenge. That's a challenge. So this unique platform that makes us different helps you to identify smart ways to create brand relevance. It helps you to identify smart ways to assess market viability. It helps you to identify smart ways to access the market. It helps you to identify urgency and immediacy in the market. And this is just the icing on the cake. Anyone who's getting into business and you have a clear understanding of all of these things, the buyer data marker of the ideal client, you're in a much better position to win in business. You're in a much better position to win in business. This type of information you will be able to get from our ideal client stress test ladder. It's a unique program that really goes deep into the client customer experience and really help you to assess the right data. First of all, collect the right data, assess the right data, up-level the right data in a manner that makes business sense. And that's the competitive advantage that you're going to have when you're exposed to our ideal client stress test ladder. This program will also help you to understand things like the ideal client's ability to pay. I mean, this might sound trivial to some people, but I want you to think about this. Can you imagine that you're innovating products and services, you're going to market, you're investing hard-earned money, or you're investing debt, equity, credit, creative financing, or hard money into creating visibility, reach, and impact for your business. But then one of the most important buyer data you didn't observe that, and that is, does the ideal client has the ability to pay? And what are those factors that you're looking at to predetermine the ideal client ability to pay? They are the demographic buyer data markers. And if you don't know the demographic buyer data markers, you don't know how to predetermine the ideal client's ability to pay. So it means that you're doing business, but you're an expert guesstimator, you're an expert speculator, and that is what's helping you to set the stage to undermine the success of your business. Is that preventative care? You're going down a rabbit hole where you're going to experience stress and sleepless nights and loss of money and hurt, all because you're not implementing, first of all, learning what is preventative care and implementing effective strategies that's going to help you to achieve the ultimate play in business. The ideal client stress test ladder is going to help you overcome all of these challenges and set you up for success. Now, there's one more thing that I want to emphasize here. The ability to identify the ideal client's willingness or the ideal client's ability to pay is not an establishment of the ideal client willingness to pay. And let me repeat this. Your ability to identify the ideal client's ability to pay is not an establishment of the ideal client willingness to pay. And let me draw the distinction. The possibility exists that when you go to the market and you collect the data, you analyze the data, you're seeing that, hey, you have a demographic that has disposable income. Saying that this demographic has disposable income is not saying that this demographic has the willingness to invest their hard-earned money with you. There are many factors that are going to influence that, and we call them psychographic buyer data markers. Do you understand your ideal client well enough so as to identify their psychographic buyer data markers and leverage their psychographic buyer data markers into your push and pull factors of sale so as to influence a desired end results? Here is where we talk about high reward, measurable results, predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. Are you able to up-level the ideal client psychographic biological data, biodata, to attain a predictable end result? High reward, measurable results, predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. It takes some heavy lifting. It takes some deep work to get this right. If not, you're just going to be speculating your way to success. This again is the reason why we have so many startup failures. And the facts are there. We have less than 10% of business startups that survive past the 5, 10, 15-year cycle. There are reasons for that. With the ideal client stress test ladder in your hands, with this type of expertise at your disposal, this type of tools and systems and strategies, you can significantly reduce the rate of failure in your business and significantly up level your chance to be successful. Are you collecting the right information? Are you analyzing the right data? Are you up leveling data in the right way? And are you in that position of strength to mitigate information in a scientific way that enables you to attain the high reward, the measurable results, the predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy? The reason you're going to struggle with this is largely because you are not taking the time to truly understand your ideal client. The ideal client stress test ladder gives you the opportunity to understand your ideal client. So you are in a much better position to innovate your MVO, your minimum or most viable offer, and strategically position your MVO in the market where it makes sense. I'm happy to say that after years of research, this content of information is exclusively now available to you through our operation. Let's talk about preventative care. Let's talk about differentiation, market differentiation.
Elevate your business with 10X Branding and Marketing LLC. Our expert team specializes in enhancing your brand's visibility and connecting you with your ideal clients. We employ strategies that increase reach, leaving a lasting impact and driving client conversion. Trust and credibility are vital in businesses and excel in building them even with a limited budget. Our cost-effective approaches ensure you get the best results without overspending. Ready to boost your business cash flow? Contact us at 332-235-T99 and let 10X Branding and Marketing LLC guide you to success. Our focus is on elevating your visibility, which directly translates to growth. Experience the power of effective branding and marketing with us and witness your business thrive.
To tip all of this off, because we are fully aware that investing your time, your talent, and your resources to understand the ideal client is important. You're going to fail without doing this. The reason you're going to fail is because if you don't know the ideal client, you literally have that blindfold over your eyes. So you have a blindfold over your eyes. You have your family and loved ones that are situated all around you, and you have guns and ammunition in your hand. And because you're not tapping into the side of the prefrontal cortex that says, I'm wise, I'm talented, I'm smart, the possibility exists that you might fire that ammunition and drop those artilleries where your loved ones and families are at. So you need to remove the blindfold from over your eyes. So if you're going to be using high-powered weapon artilleries, you know how to leverage it in such a way to achieve a clinical objective. And that's what the ideal client stress test ladder allows you to do. So your loved ones, the people that you hold close to your heart, they're not at risk of you hurting them. And let me bring this down to some real case situation. You see, when you innovate a product or a service, simply because you want to innovate a product and a service, and you don't know who's the ideal client and their pain point, that product is not serving them, it is serving you. And one of the ultimate play in business is when you innovate products or services, that is must serve the interests of people. If it's not serving the interests of people, the possibility exists it is hurting those that are closest to you or those that you want to get close up with. Is it making sense? The ideal client stress test ladder is the game changer, is the difference maker, is the springboard that you need to elevate your business, your brand, your corporate and your personal brand to a new level of success. I believe in you, and it's time that you start believing in yourself. The icing on the cake, as I was saying earlier on, we're not going to stop here. We're going to elevate the content of learning where you now begins to understand an 11-step formula that gives you mastery over the client conversion experience. So at the first stage, you understand the ideal client based on scientific data. The second aspect of it, because you understand the ideal client, you are now in a much better position to scientifically apply these concepts where you're able to convert the ideal client. So we talk here about a client conversion ladder. It's a super exciting 11-step formula that when you learn this, when you apply this, and when you master this, you will never have to be worried about your consumer base. Never have to worry about it. So we are so excited that over many years we have done this research, we have developed these content, and over many years we have tested the content. So it's a proven science, and we're now making this available to you. And just let me throw this out to you. What approach do you use to attract the ideal client? Lead generation is not client conversion. Not. Brand visibility is not client conversion. Well, then what it is? There must be a method to the science. Our program allows you to go deep into understanding things like what is the importance of having your relationship vocabulary. And that's different because traditionally when you're going out to make a client, you're being trained to be a hard sales representative. And there's a right and wrong way in how you execute on the sales process. What we have seen over many years is that you as a salesperson going out to sell, you have a product and your role is to sell as much of this product as possible. And you're going to the concrete walls and you're going to the metal walls and you are banging on it and you're not getting desired results because in the first place, you're being taught to sell the wrong way. Again, you have a product, but did you establish product relevance? Did you identify the ideal client that your product is best suited for? In most cases, you did not. So you're going with that blindfold and you're being pushed up against the concrete and the metal wall and you're being told to bang, 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 and your hands are getting bruised. Your fingers and knuckles are all beat out of shape because you're banging to achieve an end result that ultimately is not meant for you. That's not how you go about the sales process, if even you're using the push factors of sale. Sometimes it may work, but there's a better way. Yes, you can go to that wall and you can bang, but what if you're fully aware that the door you're knocking on, it represents the ideal client. And when that person opens that door, you understand their pain point. And your products and service, your minimum or most viable offer that you're presenting to them speaks 101% to those pain. Are you incorporating this strategy into your sales strategy? If not, why not? The client conversion ladder really helps you to understand all of this. And it really positions you to make wiser, smarter decisions when it comes to optimizing your client conversion experience. The beauty that I like with the systems that you're now being introduced to, it really walks you through a series of techniques to not only establish relationships, but to also establish brand visibility. And brand visibility represents 4 important concepts. It talks to you about how you are leveraging visibility platforms to achieve the business objective. And you have a number of those platforms. As I said, there's 4, but we talk about how are you using mass media. Mass media represents radio, television, and newspaper. Are you using all of this to achieve your business objective? If not, why not? And if you decide to use them, you're not only using them because they exist, you're using them because it makes sense. And to know if it makes sense in helping you to achieve the business objective, you need data. You still need to collect the right information, analyze the right information, up-level that data in a smart way, and mitigate it when necessary, all in the effort of helping you to achieve the business objective. Visibility, reach, and impact, and client conversion, cash flow optimization. You want to build confidence, trust, and credibility. You want to bring yourself to that point where you are the influencer. You have that magic touch. So there's a lot for us to unpack in this program, but I want to say to you, it makes sense to bring knowledge, to bring experience, to bring the data, the science behind understanding the ideal client, the science behind client conversion. It makes sense to adopt this to your organization. And this is the opportunity that we're giving you, because this we know is a difference maker. It's the change maker. It's the game changer that will give you the competitive advantage in business. Now, I quickly just want to go through a couple other things. I started off this program by talking about preventative care. The ultimate play in business and in life is preventative care. You don't want to wait until your back is against the wall. You need an emergency. The business now needs emergency treatment to then start thinking of how to play the game the right way. There are many businesses that you set up and you're going to be spending thousands of dollars to achieve your business objective. And I know what you want to achieve. You want visibility, you want reach, you want impact. And most of all, you need client conversion. But do you have a scientific approach? Do you have proven theory and best practices in terms of the client conversion experience to leverage to your advantage? And that's what we are bringing to you now. It brings down the cost of client conversion because you have scientific data to show you this now. It increases morale. It increases the opportunity to grow and scale faster. And it gives you a chance to be positioned in the market in a way that you're making massive amount of money. Remember, wise people use our systems. Smart people use our systems. Talented people use our systems. If not you, why not? And as you learn these systems, we will also be talking to you about the importance of having strong systems. What systems means is that in our context, is that you have a transparent process that is holding you accountable, that is keeping you consistent, that is allowing you to assess ways scalability of your best practices, that is allowing you to understand how to transform this body of knowledge so as to leverage that as one strategy to increase the means of growing the business and optimizing the business cash flow. We goes also into things like systems optimization. They say if it's working, don't fix it. Well, let me tell you one thing about life. One thing that is constant is change. And if you're going to become complacent in what you're doing and you're not focusing on change, you're not looking at optimization, the possibility exists that you're going to be left behind because change is constant. And to be proactive in business is about thinking ahead, it's about seeing beyond problems, about taking informed action to achieve desired results. And part of that process is to constantly be looking at ways to optimize your systems and your processes that will allow the ideal client to have the best experience with you. We will expose you to all of this so you have a winning formula. All of these things are what is being patent, right? Being copyrighted right now. You're going to be looking at, exclusive accreditation because we are bringing this to you as the ultimate play in business. So I really trust that you enjoyed in today's program. Today we looked at the ultimate play in business is preventative care. We introduced market differentiation as one thing that you should be thinking about. And we share with you what we are doing to differentiate ourselves in the market. And that is we have introduced two unique concepts. One is the ideal client stress test ladder. Only we can talk about that. And second is the client conversion ladder. Again, that is an exclusive right. In the event that you find this content interesting and you want to learn more about this content, I do encourage you to reach out to us because we are all excited to talk. Remember to like, subscribe, and share so you will be the first to get this content that we're bringing to you on a regular basis. So be blessed and see you in the next broadcast.
Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York. Do more than just support our clients to pitch their businesses to investors access working capital at 0% APR. We also support our clients to grow and scale their businesses faster and cash flow optimize. Pitch Deck 101 LLC recent partnership with 10X Branding Marketing LLC and Global Capital Inc. out of the USA has enabled us to form unique partnership with multiple financial institutions, which means we can do even more to accelerate the success of our clients. Let Pitch Deck 101 LLC give you the support you need to pitch to investors, access capital, access new markets, and grow and scale your business. Contact us now on 332-235-1099 for a free consultation.